KC and Tim, thank you very much and welcome everyone. Excited about Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN tonight. It is presented by Casamigos Tequila. It's brought to you by those who drink it. What a series it has been so far. Two outstanding baseball games, two outstanding teams, two historic franchises. Los Angeles Dodgers and the New York Yankees. Spike Lee wore an Aaron Judge jersey yesterday, and Dave Roberts is talking to him about it today. Friday night, Mookie Betts put on a show. An outstanding right fielder, maybe the best to ever play here in Los Angeles. 4 for 4, 2 homers, 3 runs batted in, and the Dodgers win 8-4. Saturday, the other guy in right, Aaron Judge, a homer. Jake Bauers hit 2. And Aaron Judge crashing the party, bang, right through a fence out there. A fence not designed to open at all. And he made his way through, made the great catch as well. Hollywood and television have given us some incredibly recognizable judges over the years. That's Judge Smales from Bushwood. Rodney Dangerfield booted him out of the way. Remember Al Chervik, Judge Wapner in the People's Court for 12 years. He opened the door for a whole host of other reality TV judges. And you don't need a courtroom to make the case. We are witnessing two of the greatest right fielders in the history of these two franchises. And man, is there some great history. Like Babe Ruth, who played more games in right field than anywhere else on the diamond. And he's on his own war planet. Wins above replacement. Maybe Aaron Judge climbs the ladder. Maybe he settles in right behind him, ahead of the likes of Yankee greats Paul O'Neill, Mr. October Reggie Jackson, and Dave Winfield. And Wapner and Smales and everyone else would slam a gavel down and declare Mookie Betts the best to ever play right field for the Dodgers. And they've had some pretty good ones too, including their own Babe Herman and their own Reggie and Smith. And look, last week we saw Ronald Acuna make the case he's the best right fielder in the game. But now, here comes the Judge and Mookie Betts. Minus Doug Llewellyn, but the People's Court music in the background, that's David Cohn, Eduardo Perez, and we will soon be joined by Buster Olney. All right, the Judge is not going to take the field to start, feeling a little better as the day wore on. He was really banged up this morning with his foot. What does it mean to not have him in the lineup?
Well, just imagine this. Since 2021, this team has played over 700, has won 70 more games than over 500 because of that man right there, Aaron Judge. Not only does he win games with his offense, but also with his defense, his presence. He changes a lineup. They're just under a 500 team without him in the lineup. They need him to get back soon, and this is the adjustments that they made out there. The ground screw, they were out there early. They had to tighten up the division there with the fences. They taped it up to try to disguise and make it look pretty here at Dodger Stadium. But Aaron Judge not in there tonight. He does make a huge difference.
He does, and the team is getting healthier, and yet they seem to take a step back. You heard Buster Olney report on Baseball Tonight. Nestor Cortez goes on the IL. This Dodger team had traditionally been about pitching. This year, they are about offense. The best in the National League by far, and they're doing it by outscoring other teams, aren't they?
They really are. They are. They're the top 3 guys in the lineup have been really good, and that's why Betts, Freeman, and Smith have been solid all season.
The other thing the Dodgers own the market on, rookies of the year, young pitchers who seem to come up from wherever this pitching factory is, and tonight there's another one on the mound.
They just keep on doing it, right? The Dodgers have a great farm system, and here's the latest addition of a guy compared to 2 of the greats, Green, DeGrom, and now Miller on the velo leaders. Yeah, he averages 99.4 on his fastball, but he's much more than a fastball pitcher. He's got 3 above average pitches. He's going to use them all and mix them all. Pretty nice addition for the Dodgers rotation.
He's a star. That guy's a star. There are stars in this ballpark, and we'll talk with the biggest star this week. Sarah Langs, our researcher, joins us when we come back. Of course, Friday, Major League Baseball, Lou Gehrig Day. Major League Baseball teams inside the stadiums. First pitches were thrown out, and you could see whether on a wristband, a t-shirt, Major League Baseball united in their fight against Lou Gehrig disease, ALS. The Lang Star was in all the ballparks, and of course the pitching ninja shirt Friday night. Sarah Langs, our researcher seen right there, having a good laugh at the ceremonial first pitch thrown out by her boyfriend Matt. And Sarah, kind enough to join us here. Sarah, just tell us what you have made of the last 72 hours and all the attention that's focused on ALS.
Oh my goodness, it has been overwhelming, but so good to see. As I've said so many times, I am really hoping to bring so much awareness to ALS, which is not a rare disease. It is just an underfunded one, and I think all of the momentum behind Gehrig Day this year really drove that message home, and I'm so honored to be part of it.
Now you're getting set to, of course, do the research for us here on Sunday night. Tell people at home who may not understand where this love of baseball, and I tell anybody I see, you like baseball more than he does, I do, anybody. Where does that come from?
It comes from my family, my parents. We grew up, when I was growing up, all we watched was sports, and I loved baseball. It is always there for you. My mother, a huge Giants fan, my father, a Mets fan. Growing up, he was a Roberto Clemente fan. But just having that to share with my family. And as an only child, having baseball there for me all of the time, it was just the perfect soundtrack for summer, and I love it so much, and I'm still grateful for all of the support.
All right, Sarah, thank you. Time to get to work. We appreciate it. And, of course, Citi Field, you can buy a Lang Star at starsforsarah.org. That's stars for Sarah with an H.org. 100% of the proceeds from all stars sold will go directly to funding ALS research. And you can see one behind Dave Roberts, one behind Aaron Boone, and we are set. Bobby Miller's first pitch is thrown to Gleyber Torres, and it misses high. A sinker that was a little high. 1 ball, no strikes. Miller started 2 games this year. Both were successful against Atlanta. The first one, and then against Arizona at home. When he was asked after his quick start, "Are you surprised?" he looked at the questioner like, "Nope. I'm here. I belong here." He's behind 2-0. Now 3-0 and amped up at 99 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's understandable. Just underneath the baseball, missing high 3 times in a row. Something about the Dodgers and Yankees. Both sides are pumped up. This has a playoff atmosphere all weekend long.
How about that?
A breaking ball at 3-0, huh?
How about that? That's veteran leadership right there from the catcher, from Will Smith, being able to ask for that breaking pitch.
3-1. All forward. And he walks the leadoff man, Gleyber Torres. Take a look at the New York Yankees starting lineup. No Aaron Judge, at least to start, may be available off the bench. The Yankees are off tomorrow, so a 48-hour rest would be something Aaron Boone would buy if he could. Torres, Rizzo, Stanton, who's killed the ball here at Dodger Stadium, the stadium he grew up coming to watch games at. Willie Calhoun, DJ LeMahieu, Jake Bowers with the 2 bombs yesterday. Kinder Falefa, Higashioka, and Anthony Volpe at the bottom. And now here's Anthony Rizzo. And that one's a little better, letter high fastball. Behind Miller, it's Muncy at third. Chris Taylor's a shortstop tonight. Miguel Vargas at second. Freeman at first. David Peralta, James Outman, Mookie Betts left to right in the outfield, and the veteran Will Smith will lead the way for the rookie Miller. The 2 starts against Atlanta, he went 5 innings, 4 hits, a run. And then the 29th against Washington, 6 innings, a hit and a run. He's got 9 Ks, 2 walks. Maybe arrived a little early because of the injuries, but he has announced his presence. Great pitch there underneath the swing of Anthony Rizzo, and he's gone.
Well, we talk about the velocity and throwing the ball 99 miles an hour. This might be his best pitch. And that hard slider, watch the action on this one. Great spin, great location, Rizzo over the top.
And the ability to throw it for strikes. Already shown it with Gleyber Torres, and shows it right here with Rizzo.
Giancarlo Stanton, the designated hitter. 99 with some movement. throws both fastballs, so it's really a 5-pitch pitcher, Connie.
He really is. He's trying to figure out the fastball side, the 2-seamer, 4-seamer combo.
Yep, that's a swing there from Stanton, who's had terrific numbers, 26 RBIs in 24 games at Dodger Stadium. Asked him before the game, you know, what is that about? He said, I came to this ballpark as a kid. I always wanted to play here, and I always wanted to perform well here, and he certainly has done it. But behind 0-2, and he takes one outside.
I've seen him hit some massive home runs here over everything in left field. As a Marlin, and now as a Yankee.
Over the 10 roof?
Oh, yeah.
Foul straight back. So Buster only told the story on Baseball Tonight. You know, as a kid, he was here. He'd have the glove, and he'd be in one section of the outfield. His dad would be in the other, and they would wait for batting practice home runs to come. You saw the football background, and of course what he's done with that baseball bat is on another level. Perfect pitch there, 100 miles an hour, and he got caught looking. Back-to-back punch-outs for Bobby Miller.
Caught looking, caught guessing, and that's a bad feeling for a hitter. You get that educated guess, thinking it's going to be another nasty breaking pitch. Instead, you get 100 right where he likes it too. That's his wheelhouse.
Willie Calhoun will hit cleanup tonight for the Yankees. Bobby Miller's found something after that first batter.
Takes a while to get the rough edges worn off if you're a starting pitcher. It's happened quickly for Bobby Miller here in the first.
Leadoff walk to Torres, followed by a strikeout of Rizzo and Stanton. And now ahead, boy, it looks almost like a wiffle ball the way that fastball's moving.
He came out earlier than usual, and I think they got the times mixed up a little bit. Was ready for that 07 start when in reality it's an 010. It's a 10 start here.
Ball.
4-10.
Timeout.
And he sat around, stood around the mound for a while until it was time to play ball. But I wonder if that made him a little nervous with Gleyber Torres.
Yeah, very good point.
He's one of those guys who struggled maybe the first time through the order, and then he gets better. That's way high. Calhoun was starting on 100.
You have to cheat.
You got to cheat.
Let's see if we see the same pitch we saw that Rizzo saw for the strikeout.
See that going, a 333 first time through 091 after. 2-2 on the way to Willie Calhoun.
Ball in.
3-2. What do you take from that? Those numbers?
Well, I think it shows that he retains his stuff pretty well if you think about it. And it's a small sample size, so it remains to be seen how it plays out. But one thing's for sure, the Dodgers need this kid right in the middle of the rotation now. The future is now for him.
That one's going to get out of play. Yeah, the future again came a little quick here with some of the Dodger injuries. Kershaw's been terrific. And even yesterday, Michael Grove threw the ball really well. Jake Bauers 2 homers. Other than that, pitched a good game. So as that guy right there says, let's see what we have as we get some of our veterans back.
You know, it's the only option for organizations. You have to reach down within to bring up the reserves on the pitching side of things. And that may last, as Buster Olney tells us, through the trade deadlines, you see through the ump cam. I think hitting's hard, right? Look at that. 100 miles an hour coming at you. But it's going to be hard to trade for pitchers, too, for the rest of the year, really, for that matter.
Ump cam live as Miller gets set for another one. Missed inside, first and second with 2 down on a second walk.
Third baseman, number 26.
Heck of a take right there. You're geared up for 100. You recognize slider. You're able to hold up.
As the college baseball World Series set to get going, Miller was a University of Louisville kid, and he was drafted the same year his Louisville teammate Reed Detmers was drafted, both in the first round, as LeMahieu swings and misses. A little Louisville pipeline with the Dodgers. They're pounding the zone against DJ LeMahieu this season. 0-1. 0-2. Largest increase in strikeout rate last season to this season is DJ LeMahieu. For years, he was the guy you wanted up in this situation if you were the Yankees with runners on and in scoring position.
Did him a favor right there, though. 91 mile per hour right down the middle. Got away with it.
Yeah, this part of the order, batting order for DJ LeMahieu is a different strategy as well, as opposed to leading off, as he has been for the Yankees. More in a run-producing spot right now. I think the Yankees were hoping that Anthony Volpe would be the future at the leadoff position to give him an element of speed and power, but for now, it's going to be Gleyber Torres and DJ LeMahieu in the middle of the order.
Torres has been terrific.
Oh, no, it's down.
Good take that time by LeMahieu. That one just down.
2-2.
7 of the 17 pitches already thrown this inning have been up out of the zone when it comes to the number 1. We saw how effective it can be when it's down. Getting Giancarlo Stanton to strike out looking.
2-2. Swing and a miss. How about Bobby Miller? First start in his career against the Yankees. And he strikes out Rizzo, Stanton, and LeMahieu. Dodgers come up when we come back. Offense for the Los Angeles Dodgers. They have been locked and loaded all season long. And you think about some of the guys that they lost, Trey Turner in particular, and to be able to lead their league in runs, homers, walks, on base, slugging, OPS, homers per at bats. Starts with Mookie. It ends with James Outman. Chris Taylor's playing shortstop tonight. And on the mound is Domingo Germán.
Domingo with a really good curveball. He throws it a lot. You see on the year, base on ball rate right about league average. K rate slightly above.
And here comes Mookie Betts, who is 0 for 12 in his career against Domingo Germán, but leads baseball in leadoff homers this year. And the other part of Mookie's game that's changed dramatically, he used to swing at the first pitch a lot. He's way back down on that. That's pulled to third. DJ fields it. Long throw. Rizzo! They say he got his foot back down on the bag, and they call Mookie Betts out. What a play by Anthony Rizzo.
So many things go underrated when it comes to first base, but knowing how to play the bag, Anthony Rizzo reads it perfectly. DJ LeMahieu knows he has to get rid of this ball in a hurry, and he does. Throw it in the vicinity and allow Anthony Rizzo to get there, and then stretches. Does he get back to it? Not yet, not yet. But right there in the corner. Beautifully done.
Scraping the top of the bag as Freddie Freeman will swing at the first one and send that back to the screen. Mr. Consistency, Freddie Freeman. Been on time and on target all year long.
Snapped a 20-game hit streak on Friday. 0 for 5. Knight got a filet-o fish, you could say, to left field yesterday to salvage a 1 for 5 day.
Both of these teams have had up and down starts, starting to play better, both of them. Freddie Freeman in the month of May, again, snapped on Friday, was his 20-game hit streak. 24 extra base hits, and here he got fooled and sawed off. And Germán will throw him out at first base. Don't see that very often from Freeman.
Just shows you the deception on Herman's curveball. When you can get a swing like that from a great hitter like Freddie Freeman, you can see it's more of a gyro spin, straight down. You don't see Freddie Freeman swing the bat like this very often on a pitch that's in the strike zone.
So Herman, 6 pitches, 2 down, and he throws a first pitch strike to Will Smith, the catcher, hitting .315 with 8 homers and 30 runs batted in. On the ground is short. Volpe. Good inning for Domingo Herman. He threw nothing but strikes that inning, and they go 1-2-3. Underway on a Sunday night, Dodgers and Yankees. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. You win a World Series, you do a lot of celebrating. 11 times these teams have met between 1941 and 1981. Only the Lakers Celtics have met more in title series. They've done it 12 times. 6 times the Dodgers were in Brooklyn, 77, 78 at Los Angeles. 1963 series was a big turning point, and there you see it. That was Koufax, Drysdale, Johnny Padres. First meeting between New York and Los Angeles for a major sports title. 1963.
Okay.
Jake Bauers basically went to bed, woke up, said, get me back in the lineup, and I'm going deep again. He took a huge swing at Miller's first offering. 2 homers yesterday for another one of the kids from California. He had his whole family here to watch. 1 ball, 1 strike.
We've all heard about Koufax and Drysdale, but Johnny Padres was really good as well. One of the great changeups of all time, and a great pitching coach teaching that changeup.
Call on the outside corner at 100 miles an hour. Good luck, Eddie, if you're a hitter and you're getting that at 100.
But did you see Bauer's tilt of the head right there? Like, woof, how am I going to hit that?
So with no Aaron Judge in the lineup to start tonight after running into the fence and the foot hitting the bottom of that wall, that cement part, Bauers is in right. Change up missed badly. This was Bauers' work yesterday. And again, drove, with the exception of 2 pitches, both to Bauers had increased velocity and looked really good, but Jake Bauers spoiled his day. And he swings and sends this one to left. That's where David Peralta is. There's 1 down.
So far with the swings and the ball trajectory, you see that the 99 plays with these bats early on, first time around. A lot of foul balls from the lefties, hit the other way. That one right there, it seemed like he was on it, yet a weak fly ball to Peralta.
Isaiah Kiner full left of the center fielder. That's in there at the top of the zone. Ryan Blackney is calling balls and strikes tonight. Think about just watching Jake Bauers, of course, Jason Hayward on the other team. A couple of guys who, if for no other reason than they're playing the field, were led to believe it may not be happening. And Bauers had said he thought maybe this was the end. As young as he is, he may retire. Of course, with the Guardians, and then the Yankees picked him up, and Aaron Boone and others in the Yankees tweak a little bit with that swing, and he got a lot of pop in that bat.
Yeah, local kid too from Huntington Beach, had a big day.
Slow roll to third, and Muncy we'll let that go foul.
But I think that's where you have to give credit to a lot of the coaches at the minor league system as well. Trevor Amicone, who's the hitting coach for Scranton Wilkes-Barre, had a lot to do with Bauers coming back. He loved the relationship that he had. He knew that the outfield is jam-packed, but he still liked the way that they explained hitting. And when you create that relationship, you look at the hard hit rate, how it's continued to go up year after year. It plays.
In a huge jump. As our StatCast was powered by Google Cloud. That one misses off. There are certain organizations that get a reputation for taking players and making them better. And that certainly was the case with Hayward, who at the end there with the Cubs basically let go. Another one pulled foul. Go to an organization, if you believe you have life left, go to the organization that's going to make you better.
But how do you get there? And I think it's because players and relationships that he's had in the past are the ones that you continue that conversation. And Freddie Freeman had a lot with Hayward getting to be now a Dodger. Having that conversation with the organization, he felt that this organization could explain it to Jason in a major way, in an easier way for it to be effective.
8th pitch of the at-bat. Slow roller up the middle. Taylor, who plays everywhere, with a nice play.
Sometimes coaching is just about saying the same thing a different way, and it resonates somehow. In any sport, you hear that from great athletes. All the coaches generally teaching the same philosophies, but they just deliver it in different terminology. So for Jason Hayward, also having that teammate, as Eduardo mentioned, Freddie Freeman in your corner.
Higashioka wraps one. Taylor to his left. Got him. Garner for left put up a battle. Higashioka grounds right out. Good inning for Miller. 1-2-3. We're back next Sunday night. Our matchup, it's the most legendary rivalry in baseball. First time this year, we'll have the Yankees defending their Bronx home against the Red Sox. Calls on ESPN, available on ESPN Deportes and ESPN Radio. We'll start at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight, Sunday night countdown. That's Red Sox, Yankees next Sunday night in the Bronx. Here, Yankees, Dodgers. 4:34 in the afternoon here in Los Angeles, and Max Muncy the first up, and he looks at strike one. Domingo Germán has thrown literally nothing but strikes. 9 pitches, 9 strikes.
Throws a lot of curveballs, over 40% of the time.
Wrapped to first, tough hop, but Rizzo's there to flip to Germán.
He makes it look so easy at first. Hop right there, no problem at all.
Domingo has gotten better here as the years gone on. The first 5 games he started, Coney, he allowed a handful of homers. He's allowed 1 his last 5 games.
It's kind of the story of today's game, right? If you're a starting pitcher, you keep the ball in the ballpark.
JD Martinez has left the ballpark 13 times this year, and another first pitch strike for Germán. About a resurgent season. This guy got the OPS plus, 43% above average, 13 homers, 40 runs batted in. And finally a ball. JD Martinez, one of the former Red Sox, having huge years. Evaldi, another outstanding start today. The Rangers win again. 8-2 with a 224. Michael Walker's been pitching well. Rich Hill pitched great for the Pirates today. 43 years young.
Rich Hill's just a fun guy to watch pitch. The motion, the grunting on the mound, gets everything into it. Sidearm deliveries. He's just out there having fun, inventing stuff on the fly.
Great guy to talk to, too, about baseball. Loves baseball, loves the history. And there's a strikeout of JD Martinez. First punch out for Germán. And another nasty curveball at 84 miles an hour.
You know, so many organizations are trying to define deception nowadays, and the thing about Germán's curveball, the movement profile, it's not so much, you know, that it has a lot of sweep to it in today's sweeper mania, or that it has a lot of vertical drop to it. It's just hard to pick up that gyro spin. Hard for hitters to see.
David Peralta. Next up, strike one. Of course, Germán, 10-game suspension for using a foreign substance. He was ejected May 16th. James Hoy, the umpire there, said it was the stickiest hand he'd ever felt.
Gotcha. I got you.
And you go a month before, it was Hoy's crew that also was checking Germán and basically asked him to go wash whatever was on his hand off. Is that what led to the great demonstration?
Yeah, well, that was part of it. Certainly Max Scherzer was a big part of that as well. But this is no laughing matter for the Yankees, as you see that Rocco Baldelli was upset that Domingo Germán was not thrown out of the game the first time he was checked. And this time, no such luck as he was thrown out. And the next one will be 50 games if he is caught again.
0-2, and this one to right. Going over, Bauer still going over, won't get there. Peralta to second, and he's in there with a double. He didn't hit it very hard, but he hit it between Bowers and Kiner Falefa. And the first base runner of the night for Los Angeles, a double for David Peralta.
Kiner Falefa playing a little bit towards left field. Didn't have a chance at this one at all. Bowers, same thing. All they could do was try to stop that man right there from getting the second. They weren't successful with 2 outs. Peralta now in scoring position.
This is Miguel Vargas, the second baseman. Strike 1 on a 93-mile-an-hour sinker from Germán. Now the Yankees are monitoring Germán and his use of the rosin. Germán even acknowledged, I just have to use less of it. Ground, LeMahieu, another running throw, and that one is in time to get Vargas. We are through 2. The center fielder for the Los Angeles Dodgers, James Outman. He'll be in center field with a microphone and an earpiece. When we come back, you can ask him a question. How do I pronounce your height? Let's get to know this guy, James Outman, the center fielder for the Los Angeles Dodgers, Junipero Serra High School, a 2-sport athlete, an unbelievable football player to go with what he did behind the plate as a catcher. Dodgers took him in the 7th round in 2018 out of Sacramento State. Typical Dodger guy they find, and he turns into a gem. He was the Rookie of the Month in April, and he had a homer in his first career at bat. You get a lot of flow over that earpiece. Can you hear us, James?
Yeah, I can hear you good.
We'll start things off with Anthony Volpe. And he swings at the first one, a ground ball to third. All right, football or baseball? That seemed to be a decision, or was it not? Was it an easy one for you, James?
You know, it was pretty easy for baseball just because I liked playing. I feel like practice and baseball just all play. Football practice got a little boring, but I loved the football games, that's for sure.
Kyle Schwarber loved football because he liked to hit people. What was your favorite part of football? You were tight end and a linebacker, right?
Yeah, I was linebacker. I liked hitting people. I love defense. Little fire department, put the fire out no matter where you are.
Speaking of football, would you have done what Judge did last night on that ball?
Oh man, he crushed the wall. I actually thought it was a door right there until somebody told me, no, that's not a door, that's the wall. He ran through it. I was pretty amazed.
Gleyber Torres on a 1-1 pitch from Bobby Miller. Another one beaten into the ground, and oh boy, it looked like Muncy was going to go get it. He seemed to pull up at the last second. Then it went right between he and underneath Taylor's glove.
That's all communication right there. Max Muncy, if you're going to go after it, just take it. Even if Taylor calls you off, you still have a really good angle. You see him right there, just pull away from it. And once he did that, it just, Chris took his eye off it, and it went right through both of them.
So Torres reaches for the second time, and here's Rizzo.
Oh boy.
Strike one. What is the view of Bobby Miller from where you are? What do you see in him?
I'm seeing a small angle right now to Rizzo, but Bobby's a big dude, man. He's a really big guy. So it's hard to see the batters when he's pitching just because he's so jacked. But his stuff is good. His slider's looking pretty good today, in my opinion.
All right, you look to your left, and instead of Judge, obviously with the Yankees, you see Mookie Betts. What's that like to play with that guy? What have you learned from him being such a youngster in the organization?
He's got the best attention to detail I've ever seen out of any human being. Playing
Really?
catch, ground balls, hitting, everything.
All right, we got a quick fan question about Mookie. And that question is, James, have you ever bowled with Mookie Betts?
I have not. I asked him a couple questions about it. He's super. He's into it past the point where I don't want to go there and embarrass myself with him. because I know I would. That boy!
Rizzo is gone.
Yeah, Mookie's a really gifted athlete. One of the most coordinated people I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, James, what is it about the Dodgers farm system coming up? They just seem to produce so many guys like yourself, and they keep replenishing the big league club. What did you learn in the minor league system and the coaches that you had?
I think a big part of it is like they just keep guys relaxed and they let them be themselves, to be honest. It's all really relaxed here.
One. Relaxed unless you're around Mookie because he's so intense and he's so focused on everything.
No, yeah, he's like they expect us to win for sure. They definitely expect us to win, but they want us to be ourselves while we're doing it, and I'm really thankful for that.
Runner goes, and he was paid no attention by Bobby Miller, and Torres is at second base.
Doesn't even look over. And that's just taking advantage of a young pitcher on the mound.
Oh boy!
1 ball, 1 strike. All right, if you had a day off, I know you don't have many, but if you had a day off, what would James Outman be doing? What would you do?
Let's see. Last day off, I went shopping with my wife for a dress for the gala that's coming up. So it's usually just spending time with my wife because I don't get to see her very much, you know, during the day and stuff because I'm at the field all day.
How much input did you have on the dress?
What's that?
How much input did you have on the dress?
Oh, not much. She just she knows what she likes and she just wants my opinion on yay or nay. But I'm usually just a yes man when it comes to it.
Smart man, yes man. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it. Hey James.
Hey, thank you guys.
Thank you. As you're running off, what's the secret behind your great hair? Is there a secret to the hair?
Yeah, I put in some curl cream. So it's a little bit of that, a little bit of genetics.
Beautiful. That's what the people at home wanted to know. That's James Outman of the Los Angeles Dodgers joining us here on Sunday Night Baseball. We'll see him back when we come back.
One of the Dodgers' top pitching prospects, Kevin Sheehan.
You can stream every out-of-market Major League Baseball game now available at a new low price starting at $104.99. $104.99. Blackout, other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Sunday afternoon, heading towards evening. It's the Dodgers and Yankees on Sunday Night Baseball. Chris Taylor, and then James Outman, and then Mookie Betts. Good personality. Got a little peek into who James Outman is and what he's all about. And again, this Dodger factory where they continue to produce rookies of the year and young players that come up and look and play and act like they belong.
How about that? First pitch changeup, second pitch curveball immediately to a very good fastball hitting Chris Taylor.
That's Kyle. So 23 pitches and just 2 balls. I mean, is there something to this that we're seeing here?
Just in a great groove early on. He pitches off of that curveball. When he's throwing that curveball for strikes, that sets everything else up.
0-2 on the way to Taylor. And that's also a strike. It's also going into the seats.
We talked about him pitching off of his curveball from Alex Fast, who's my personal guru, as I like to talk to him. And we talk about the curveballs and the swing and miss from some of the best in the game. Charlie Morton, Zach Gallen, and then Domingo Germán on that list. Opposing batters came in batting 151 off of that curveball this year. A 35% strikeout rate.
Remember in 19, he went 18-4 with a 4.03 ERA. He gave up a bunch of homers that year, and that one's hit hard on a 1 hop. LeMahieu busy over there. He makes another out. Third ground ball to LeMahieu that he's converted to an out. Here comes James Outman, the center fielder, and they find gems in the draft. Do an unbelievable job. And since 2013, you take a look at the guys that went in round 1 who have been major success stories. Of course, Lux, a big part of the story of the Dodgers this year. with the knee injury that cost him the season in the spring. But look at what they got late in rounds and how productive and effective. When Dustin May is right, he's as good as there is. Of course, they lost Bellinger. Tony Gonsolin in the 9th round.
1 through 9, every hitter, first pitch strike. That plays at any level.
James Outlook saying he liked playing baseball better and practicing than football. Kind of an outlier. I mean, a lot of folks, a lot of kids especially, like, yeah, I don't like it. You know, the ball gets hit everywhere and I don't get it. He was different. Because football, as a linebacker, you're in every play. And that's caught by Gleyber Torres.
Yeah, that was kind of opposite of what we expect.
Right.
You're usually here, right?
Been in a little slump lately. And Dave Roberts gives him a little pat on the way by and say, yeah, it's getting close. Jason Hayward's been in his ear a lot about dealing with the ups and downs. And here's Mookie Betts, grounded to third, his first time up. Will swing at the first one, sky high. Rizzo waiting, and he gives way to Gleyber Torres. He had the glove up like it's going to fall into it. And it ended up being a guy right behind him in Torres. Through 3, nothing on the board.
Back here at Dodger Stadium, Yankees manager Aaron Boone. What kind of update can you give us on Aaron Judge, and could he be available as a pinch hitter later in the game?
We'll see. We'll kind of monitor him during the game. He's kind of been getting treatment all morning and afternoon, and so I'll see what we have as the day unfolds.
All right, on Friday, Sarah Lang, so you worked with at ESPN with someone who was honored all around baseball. She faces ALS. What were your thoughts?
Obviously sad, knowing what that disease is, but also just what an example of a way to live your life that Sarah is showing the world right now, and the grace and the joy which she continues to do her job every day that I got to witness firsthand back in the day at ESPN. And she's just a great example to people everywhere of how to deal with adverse situation and find joy in all of it.
Booney, thanks. Carl, back to you.
All right, Buster, thank you very much. And we'll talk much more about Sarah and the Lang Stars and her fist bumps. An ALS challenge. A low strike that was called there, and that one, another one similar spot, but it's a ball from Bobby Miller. And a pretty demonstrative reaction from Willie Calhoun.
Well, there's been a few calls on both sides.
Taylor, too, he's right. And he's there, and there is another ground ball out. He was towards second base and had to go to his right. It's quickly the Sarah Lang Stars, which are here, which you can get at Stars for Sarah with an H.org, as well as her fist bump challenge, all designed to raise money. As she said, it's underfunded. This is a disease that is in such desperate need. Project ALS is behind the Lang Star, and that has to do with research, which is what Sarah's all about. But a very emotional couple of days for her and her family, and I know you two are both very close and have gotten to know her and love her like we all do.
Boy, she's just the best part of our Zoom call every Thursday,
Yes,
right?
she is.
We have our production meeting every Thursday, and the Zoom, everybody looks forward to Sarah.
Ever since I've known her, it's the joy of the way she speaks about baseball, the way she enjoys the game. And so many nights that we've spent before doing Baseball Tonight, that's Sunday Baseball Tonight, or even the shows in the back rooms, breaking everything down. It's been impressive. It's been impressive to have her as a partner. And as you see that shirt, what it says, baseball is the best. That's what Sarah Lang is.
That's a Langism, exactly.
Yeah, it is. You can see the pitching ninja and RotoWear. You can go to the RotoWear and get pay for that T-shirt.
Yeah, we're all about funding for ALS wherever it goes. Of course, John Shambi very much involved. We'll say this whole week, though, a real shout out goes to April Brown with Major League Baseball, Pat Courtney, the commissioner Rob Manfred got behind it, having all the booths on Friday night with a Lang Star in them. And of course, it continues tonight, both the Yankees and Dodgers dugout with a Lang Star. And one more time, with 100% of the proceeds going to Project ALS, you can go to starsforsarah.org. And even as we sit here and talk about her, she's sending us information about Domingo Germán, 10 for 10 first pitch strikes. She's focused.
That's the, you know, not lost in all of this is she's the best in the business at what she does. She just really is.
Swing and a miss from Bowers. 5 strikeouts so far in the night for Bobby Miller. The emails from Sarah come in at 1, 2, 3 in the morning because that's when the last game ends, and she's not missing a pitch. I called her last week to see how she was doing, and she was looking forward to what we were going to deal with on Friday. And I said, before the game start, and she corrected me. She said, no, the Marlins have started. Sandy's pitching. She was all over it. So is Bobby Miller right now with a half dozen strikeouts. It's all in the family, from her mom, her dad, and certainly her boyfriend Matt, who threw out the first pitch Friday. Love to see Sarah smiling and laughing. We'll be back.
Here's something you might not know, Dodger fans. Every Sunday home game.
Back here at Dodger Stadium, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts, Bobby Miller. Oh my goodness.
Isn't this fun? You know, him and Germán are getting there a different way as far as the radar gun, but they're both sequencing well. And you know, you got a 24-year-old young prospect that's making his 3rd major league start on Sunday Night Baseball against the Yankees, composing himself well, the poise, and obviously he's mixing well. Fastball's playing. It's a lot of fun.
Friday was Lou Gehrig Day. What does that mean to you?
You know what, Lou Gehrig, obviously the Iron Horse, and you know, the disease, what he went through. For me, it's awareness. It's an underfunded disease that's, I think it's privately funded. So, you know, Carl Ravitch is in the booth tonight. Means a lot to him, and it affects everybody. So for us to have the stars in the dugout to raise some awareness, some money, I think it's fantastic.
Dave, thanks. Back to you, Carl.
All right, thank you. Rizzo has it. Freeman is retired. Tough series so far for Freddie Freeman, and a big thank you to Dave Roberts. There is a Lang Star hanging in the Dodger dugout as well. Yeah, and everybody behind the cause, Major League Baseball's disease. Ideally, the goal, fellas, is to get a Lang Star hanging in every ballpark the same way that some retired numbers do, just to remind everybody about how important it is to help fund that and what Lou Gehrig meant to the game of baseball.
Yes, and it really, you can never do enough awareness. And that's why I love the idea, Carl, that you came up with for the Stars for Sarah.
The people behind that, terrific. Christopher Owens is the star guy. Here's Will Smith, grounded out to shortstop. There have been 7 ground ball outs from Domingo Germán. That was the first ball that he threw on a first pitch. It's about the best there is, and we've had a whole bunch of them. I mean, we were with JT Realmuto a couple of weeks ago. Batting average, on base, and slugging, OPS, first or second in all of those. What is it about him, Eddie, that makes Will Smith so consistently good?
First of all, he has short arms. He's got a great eye, but he has short arms, so he's quick on anything inside. Close to the plate he stands, and he's got power from line to line. But the discipline that he's been able to have has been it's been so good, and it continues to develop week after week.
He's a throwback. Only 17 strikeouts against 26 walks on the year.
Right, and that's something he spent a lot of time on in the offseason and focusing. So a couple years ago, 101 strikeouts. Last year, 96. This year, 17.
Yeah, just remarkable. That kind of Yogi Berra numbers back in the 50s.
3-2, and he fouled that off.
Guys, I was thinking this week that it's how unusual it is that you could be talking about a Los Angeles Dodger being perhaps among the most underrated players in baseball. That might be Will Smith.
It sure could be. He's at the top of this list. The highest slugging this year when you have more walks than strikeouts. Just to be on the list, more walks than strikeouts is one thing, and yet he slugs.
Come out!
That just doesn't go together in today's game, right? Slugging goes with strikeouts. Swing harder, give something up. So to be able to retain both of those skills at the same time makes him really an outlier.
One out here in the bottom of the fourth, 0-0. Pitcher's duel so far between Herman and Bobby Miller. Miller's got 7 strikeouts on the 3-2. This one lifted to center. Kiner Falefa is there.
Want the latest on MLB? Just tell Siri, show me MLB standings.
Standings in both these teams' divisions are real tough. Arizona's been outstanding this year. Their athleticism and ability to catch the baseball, just a half game behind the Dodgers, 35-25. Giants lost today, but they're living at 500. It appears as if Farhan Zaidi is all in come trade deadline, that the Giants are going to be active in an additional way. And the American League East is a beast. As he looks at another one. Here's a guy with such a good eye and a tremendous ability to take a walk. Anytime he questions a call, you look at K-Zone, he may be right.
But Herman has been so good in the zone.
Yes.
That as an umpire, you just start getting into that rhythm as well with him.
If you're a young pitcher out there watching, the value of being in attack mode, just filling up the strike zone, putting the hitters on the defensive. Great place to start.
Ball. That's a good take. Muncy is in the top 10 in walk rate this year. And unlike Will Smith, who is slugging, Muncy's got the 5th lowest sweet spot rate in baseball. By comparison, Freddie Freeman's amongst the best at that. Muncy, who, you know, as a cleanup guy, you'd think sweet spot, barrel, let's see balls leave the yard. And he's done that a lot this year. It's amazing that his sweet spot rate is so low.
That is, when you think about it. He tracks like Pete Rose, Eduardo, the way he follows the pitch all the way into the glove.
That's what I was noticing right there.
Swing and a miss. Domingo Herman. Again, a 1-2-3 inning here in the 4th. He's on fire. The Dodgers have the only hit in this one. We're through 4. Any way you look at it, through UmCam on your TV, it's a strikeout. We're back. Our game track brought to you by Geico, and there's not much to be said other than 2 outstanding efforts. Roberts was right on, Coney, in that they're doing it a different way. A curveball versus a lot of fastballs from Miller. First pitch swinging. Falefa is out on a soft ground ball, soft contact.
Yeah, both pitchers are throwing a lot of strikes too.
That's for sure.
So that, to me, really, when you work fast and throw strikes, you put the hitters on the defensive. They're in a reactionary position. Then you've got the upper hand. And then you also get your hitters in the dugout. Your job as a starting pitcher or any pitcher is to get your team in the dugout so they can swing the bats.
Higashioka, Anthony Volpe. That one just missed at 98. Yankees 19-10 in May, 53 homers in May, which tied them for the most homers in the month of May. Did that in 0-2, and this one's not leaving the yard, not leaving the infield.
Okay,
Vargas.
Okay, guys, the dominance right now we've seen from both pitchers. This has been done without the shadows being a major part of it. Yesterday it was around 550 where the shadows really played into effect. So we have almost close to 40 minutes before that starts affecting now the hitters.
You can see him starting to creep in from the third base side. Here's Anthony Volpe, grounded out his first time up. Interesting warm-ups for Miller, by the way. You know, when he runs out between innings, he's throwing 1,000. He's not taking anything off his warm-up pitches.
Maximum effort and fighting the sun.
There's one up the middle. That's going to get down, and the number 9 hitter, Anthony Volpe, is aboard. Left that sinker up.
See the 2-seam grip coming right in. And boy, did Anthony Volpe need that. A bullet right back up the box. Been a tough couple of weeks for him.
Quiet right there, stays behind it.
That's the first hit of the game for the Yankees. That Torres grounder that went underneath the glove of both Muncy and Taylor, they ruled an error.
Now you got to keep an eye on Volpe, because we already saw earlier with Miller, he can be had. Got to change his times to the plate. Has to give Will Smith a chance to be able to be thrown out, to throw out one of the fastest guys on the Yankees team.
Glaber's been on twice. Now he will throw over.
Volpe took a late shuffle step after Miller was set.
And as good as Smith has been, and really any catcher, the rules do allow for base runners to get off. And this one has popped up high, shallow left field. Peralta coming in. He calls Taylor off, and he's there to make the catch. 7-pitch inning for Bobby Miller. Eduardo goes Inspector Clouseau. We're going to do a deep dive investigation into that Wall and Judge from yesterday.
Fly ball's hit to right field. Aaron Judge is coming in strong. This right here is the fence where he ran into and he broke yesterday. His knees hit right here. The Dodgers have erased all evidence with water, but not only with water, but with tape as well. We're going to take a look on the inside part of this later on, but look at the 6-inch height. This is all concrete. Aaron Judge, disregard for anything, just goes straight into the wall. True gamer. Not only can he hit home runs, he can prevent home runs like we saw in Seattle, but he can also make great plays. Gotcha. And also, this time, we had witnesses. We had Yankee witnesses. Colin, tell me what you saw from your angle.
Yeah, just a high fly ball, kind of right in line with where we were sitting right here. And you're wondering, is it going to go out, stay in? And then next thing you know, Aaron Judge is coming full speed and he's getting close. And you know, you try to yell at him and let him know the fence is getting close, but you know, like you said, he's a gamer and he had one thing on his mind, getting the out, and he did that. So.
Cole, you were also a witness. Not only were you a witness, you were also almost victimized by the fence. What happened in your perspective?
Yeah, I was sitting right this side. So as you guys know, he broke that way. The fence hit him on my face, on my hat, and then my next reaction was like kind of hold the rest of the fence to avoid him to fall all the way down there. So
was this the hat?
Yeah, right here.
Is it okay?
Yeah,
it's okay. The hat's okay. Let's take a look out on the inside part. Are you guys okay? Are you guys emotionally stable to go back in here?
We'll see.
All right, perfect. Follow me. The inside part. They've reinforced it. Hooks right here. And tightened strap on this side. But most importantly, this right here, you can tell it hasn't been open in years. Aaron Judge comes in, 270 plus pounds of force.
It may be better off that the actual fence, or he was able to blow through it, because if it's secure like that and he hits it and there's no give.
It sounds like the problem was the concrete block that Eduardo described at the bottom. Size 17's coming in there, banging up against the concrete.
If you ever look at a replay of that play, that right foot hits that concrete pretty hard. And that's why Aaron Judge is in the lineup tonight. Ball.
I've been watching way much TV drama. Way much. I was into that thing. Law and Order. Here we go. You see that crack right there? I wonder if that was the left or right foot.
Right at Anthony Rizzo.
You're like Jim Cantonori in a weather event right there.
Oh, Jim Cantori. Yeah, well, that's one of our guys. He's a Yankee guy. So he's suffering the loss right now of Judge not being in this lineup. And you can tell the difference, right? I mean, when Judge is in the lineup, last year and a half, they've averaged 4.8 runs per game. They average 4 runs per game when he's not in the lineup. But he affects everyone in front of him, behind him. That's the sign of a superstar there.
Strike to Miguel Vargas. Yeah, Judge, 19 homers. There's the record with and without him. He's got 5 in his last 6 games, 8 in his last 14, and 13 in his last 19 games. And this one shot out to right, and that's going to get down. Miguel Vargas is aboard with a 2-out single.
But what those numbers showed me is, think about it, he's only lost 30 games, right? He's missed 30 games since 2021. He posts. Early on in his career was, he was getting hurt here and there, but that's one of the major reasons why the Yankees went out and gave him that contract, is the ability to play on every given night.
Yep. And another West Coast kid who's had great success on the West Coast here at Dodger Stadium. 5 homers in 7 career games. Aaron Boone's taking a few steps out of the dugout. Maybe wanted to go check on Domingo Germán. Something he saw in him.
He really yanked that last pitch. Wasn't sure how he landed. If he felt something.
Yesterday, Garrett Cole was cramping. He threw 80 pitches through 6 innings, and a lot of folks that were watching or here at the ballpark wondered, why was he coming out? He was cramping.
Catcher setting up inside, and he yanked it down and away and kind of came up a little hop, like the way he landed. He didn't like the way he landed. Maybe tweaked his ankle possibly. I was always worried about that part. This part of the game, the holes get dug out where you land. And if you don't hit your mark consistently, you can kind of catch it half in and half off and sort of roll your ankle a bit.
Buster reported that the Yankees, Nestor Cortez, got a little shoulder tenderness, so he's going to go on the IL. Just when it feels like they were getting healthier, then comes the Cortez story, the Judge issue with the foot. Hope that's nothing serious. We'll keep an eye on Germán the next couple of pitches behind Taylor 1-0 in a 0-0 game in the 5th.
This is where he has to trust his off-speed stuff like he has earlier in the game. Will he go 2-0 breaking pitch, or will he challenge a fastball hitter in Taylor?
2-0, runner goes, throw down. Out! They nail Vargas, and a good play and throw from Higashioka. Domingo Germán raises his arm, paying tribute to his catcher. We're back on Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. With Eduardo Perez and David Cohn, I'm Carl Ravitch. Buster Olney here as well, and our entire production crew. The MLB app, still the #1 place for live baseball, real-time highlights, breaking news faster than ever. You can follow players, get a home feed personalized just for you. Download the app today. Anthony Rizzo swings at the first one for Miller, and this game is humming along. 3 hits total, no runs, and a lot of get-ahead first pitch strikes. That's going to go foul.
He's been challenging Rizzo with that fastball up. Every pitch so far to Anthony has been up. 3 in the first inning, the 4 in the 3rd, and so far the 2 here in the 6th.
7 strikeouts from Miller. He's gotten Rizzo and Stanton twice each. Giancarlo on deck. 0-2. Just fouled that off. Part of the Dodger philosophy, it feels like, and they told Grove this yesterday, and it comes from Mark Pryor and their entire staff. You know, don't save any bullets. What you have, go out there and throw it as often and as hard as you can. If you have 98, use 98, not 94. You know, no batting practice fastballs. You agree with that philosophy?
Absolutely, be aggressive with it. The better he can use that fastball, the more often he can get in a position to use his slider, which is a swing and miss pitch.
Another 0-2 to Rizzo. And this one driven right field. Betts to his right, sun in his eyes, and he's there to make the play.
Well, you would think a guy that throws the ball 99 to 100 miles an hour would get swings and misses with it, but it's really been the slider. From 88 to 92, maybe even one at 94 miles an hour. That is a true power slider. That's the swing and miss. 10 times the Yankees have swung and missed at that pitch tonight.
Stanton chasing that slider that Coney just talked about to get behind 0-1.
Carl, you talked about how the Dodgers have done so well in their drafts. They feel really fortunate that they got Bobby Miller because of circumstances in 2020, the year he was drafted.
This one hit hard on the ground, but it stays down, and so does Taylor. And Giancarlo Stanton is out. 2 quick ones. Go ahead, Buster.
So I talked to Dan McDonald, who, of course, coached him at the University of Louisville, and in the spring of 2020, he was struggling a little bit with his emotions, with his command, and he went out and had an absolutely dominant start, a one-hitter, and then the pandemic hit. And as you guys know, that 2020 draft was unusual, and so Bobby Miller falls to 29. That's where the Dodgers took him, 29 overall. Maybe not, if not for the pandemic.
Last player selected in the first round. Detmers went earlier to the Angels in that round. Miller was born in Elk Grove, Illinois. A huge fan growing up of the Cubs, the Bears, the Bulls. Same town as Billy Corgan. Billy Corgan, Smashing Pumpkins fame. Huge Cubs fan.
By the way, the scout that fronted that conversation within the Dodgers organization about Bobby Miller, Marty Lamb, who covers University of Louisville, he was the one who was behind them drafting Will Smith.
There's no shift there, but they certainly had Taylor right towards second base, nearly as far over as you can go without crossing the line. Another ground out, and Miller is rolling. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Casamigos Tequila. A perfect game from Don Larson. It is brought to you by Freeform's hit show Cruel Summer. New season and mystery premiering June 5th at 9, 8 Central, and the next day on Hulu. Mr. October 3 blasts, including that one. Game 6 of the 77 series. And that's how you become an indelible part of Yankees history. Domingo Germán's first pitch. It's interesting watching Bobby Miller after that 1-2-3 inning. Went into the dugout and appeared as if Dave Roberts was saying, job well done. Inside there.
Seems like both bullpens also warming up now.
See part of that conversation with Roberts as that one is fouled on a play by Taylor. Looks like Brusdar Gratterall is going to be the next pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Three balls and a strike. All right, pitching coach, you look at somebody like the way he's pitching and he's being taken out of the game. What's the thinking?
Probably trying to protect the young starter. Knowing that you're going to need him. And the Dodgers' plan is to go deep into the postseason. So whether you like it or not, that's the way they're conditioned nowadays in the minor leagues, even back to Louisville in college that Buster mentioned.
3-1 to 3-2 to strikeout as Taylor is gone.
Great things happen when good friends get together. So grab a glass, amigo. Our tequila is your tequila. Our casa is your casa.
James Outman lined out his first time up. The 9-hitter for Los Angeles swings at that first one and misses.
And I think a big misconception is we're seeing a lot of the regionals. We'll soon see super regionals in the College World Series where pitchers will throw once a week, and that's why they have more leeway. Not here in professional baseball. You throw every 4th day or every 5th day, and every 5th or 6th day. And that makes a huge difference in how you can control and limit those bullets that each pitcher has.
It's a different Yankee lineup, obviously, with no Judge, but this is going to be the 3rd strong start in the 3 starts for Bobby Miller to start a season. 5 innings, 6 innings, and 6 innings here against the New York Yankees. Atlanta, Arizona, and the Yankees. And in those 3 starts, total of 9 hits. Wandy Peralta's warming up in the Yankee bullpen.
Another underrated facet in managers and pitching decisions. With 86 pitches, if you allow Bobby to go back out there, and one guy gets on, now you got to bring in a reliever with a man on base as opposed to a fresh inning. I prefer the fresh inning. When my times as a member of the bullpen squad, it's much better to come in with a fresh inning than 1st and 2nd, man on 1st, nobody out or whatever.
So in 3 starts, 16 strikeouts.
You could run him back out there, sure. You could push him to 100, 105. Is it worth it? And if he gets one guy on, then you're going to take him out anyway. As Eduardo said, you save some bullets because you're going to need that kid.
Yep. 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Outman. You hear from a lot of the pitching coaches, managers, if in fact you put him out there and he did walk somebody, you've in a sense had him walk off the mound not feeling as great as he should feel. He should feel unbelievable about this effort. Outman did not swing, and the Yankee dugout is screaming.
I think Outman's even surprised.
John Tumpane is your 3rd base umpire.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
Still in the dugout, yeah.
Oh, yes, he did. John Tumpane in the shadows. Outman not, but that shouldn't affect the visual from 3rd base. That was blatant.
Aaron Boone has been thrown out 30 times in his career, and a whole rash of them this season.
But Carl, he told you before the game he was going to rat you back.
He's in the penalty box with the words he used. But look, that one certainly looked like a swing.
That is ratcheting it back for
That's
Aaron
right.
Boone.
That's right.
And that wasn't even close. I mean, sometimes umpires just miss it, and they did.
That's a huge missed call as well, with Betts and Freeman on deck.
Would have been the 2nd out of the inning. And now for the 3rd time, Herman will face Betts. He's gotten him twice. Swings at the first one, and a really good curveball. Outman is a threat to run. He's got 6 stolen bases. Freddie Freeman on deck. He has, as a pitcher, he's got them off balance, doesn't he?
It's the deception behind that curveball, as we mentioned before. It gets good spin on it, but it's not like it sweeps a lot. The movement profile isn't a huge drop to it, vertically speaking, or horizontal movement. It's not like a big sweeper, but it is really hard to pick up. And it does have tight rotation on it, more of a gyro rotation that promotes more downward tilt than side to side.
0 for 14 in his career against Herman, and he missed that way.
And not only that, coming into this at-bat, Mookie had only seen 3 pitches, all of them cheese. You got 2 fastballs and a sinker. He had yet to see the curveball, saw 2 in a row there.
One and two, trying to get a guy that doesn't chase to chase, and he won't do it there.
If there's a pitch to go on, this is the pitch right now. 2-2. Outman at first base, who got some good speed. Be surprised if he goes with the #1 here against Mookie.
Not going on a 2-2, swing and a miss. Betts is gone. Another curveball strikeout for Domingo Germán.
Well, this curveball is a strike the entire time until right to the last minute. I think it's easy to hit a curveball. I mean, this pitch looks like it's right there. And at the last minute, just out of the zone. You can see Betts right over the top of it and out in front.
So with Peralta, the lefty, in the bullpen, they leave Germán in for the 3rd time to face Freddie Freeman. Look out.
Some funny looking swings on that curveball all day long here for Germán.
Okay, with 2 outs right now, Freddie Freeman, you have to play deep. You have to play no doubles right now if you're the outfielder. Can't allow Outman to score on anything over your head with 2 outs.
You good, Kyle?
Force the Dodgers to have to get two base hits to be able to score Outman.
Good changeup there, too, to the lefty. And it's not been a good series for Freddie Freeman, who is on a 20-game hit streak entering this series. Just 1 hit and 12 at bats.
You know, a lot of people look forward to this series. Yankees at Dodgers, Dodger Stadium here in June. If you had Connor Falefa and Willie Calhoun and Jake Powers on your bingo card to be the starting outfield today, I want to go to Vegas with you.
Be a billionaire. Another 0-2 to Freeman. Outman goes inside, throw down. No, Outman is safe. Freeman did not swing. They look again to third base. So Outman moves into scoring position with Freeman now looking at a 1-2 count. Oh no!
How about Kiner Falefa in the outfield yelling that Outman got off the bag right here on this hit on the hop, but he did get back on time.
He's got Freddie Freeman tied up in knots in this at bat really all day.
But this is how good Freddie is, that he knows he doesn't have to barrel a ball now. Just fight it off. He's strong enough to hit it over the infield and drive in one with the speed of Outman.
He's got the highest sweet spot rate in baseball. Freeman, that's inside and down. And while Outman says that Betts is the most attention to detail guy he's ever met, a lot of Dodgers will tell you this guy right here is Freddie Freeman. There is a routine every single day. And it always includes hitting the ball the other way. 2-2. Gosh, did he tie him up? Freeman gone. Germán outstanding. Picks up his 5th strikeout using that wicked curveball.
You want to know how good this curveball is? Freddie Freeman's one of the best hitters I've ever seen. Swinging the bat like that.
Wow.
You've been ejected 10 times in your career. You're moving into Bobby Cox territory. You've got 30 ejections. You want to talk to him at all about the way to handle himself, or are you good with what he's doing?
No, I'm good with it. I was waiting. So he's about due. It's been like a week since he's been tossed. So I think today, I think Marvin Hudson, they might have words today. So I'm expecting Aaron to be around for about 5 or 6 innings.
More to get to Bobby.
No, I'm not getting there. No, I'm in the penalty box right now, so I am just being as passive as I can right now on my best behavior.
Long time great friends. USC for Dave Roberts and USC for Aaron Boone. UCLA for Dave Roberts. They've known each other since college, and just both terrific guys. Had a chance to sit with them. You'll be able to see the entire interview. We talked about Aaron Judge's catch, their college days on ESPN's YouTube channel. As Brusdar Gratterall now in, and he will face LeMahieu, Bowers, and Kiner Falefa. There you go. Fight on, and Dave Roberts. Roberts was telling us, as we talked about College World Series stuff, his team never got there. It's one of those regrets. He wishes he could get to Omaha, as we're all looking forward to being back there in a couple of weeks for the College World Series. Called strike 3. Down goes DJ LeMahieu.
Right fielder, Jake Bowers.
Right on the corner. Nothing you can do with this if you're DJ LeMahieu but foul it off, and they've attacked him away because he's a good inside-out hitter.
Bowers swings and misses at that. So Bobby Miller obviously out of the game in 6 innings, just 1 hit, 7 strikeouts. He's the first Dodger pitcher since at least 1901 with 6 or more innings scoreless start with 1 hit or fewer within his first 3 career appearances. And he's the second Dodger pitcher since 1901 to go 5 or more and allow 1 or fewer runs in each of his first 3 appearances. That one is a hole seeker, and it's good. It gets through for Bowers. And he's aboard with 1 out. Kenta Maeda was the other in 2016. So with all the great Dodger pitchers, it's Maeda and Miller.
That's what happens when you play right back up the middle.
That baseball had eyes.
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did. And glasses.
Kiner Falefa now up. He squares to bunt. That is a good one. Gratterall with a bare hand. That is to nobody. Throws it into shallow right field. Bowers at third being held there as Betts comes up and fires it in. And not a good decision by Gratterall. Should have just held onto it. And now Yankees with runners at second and third.
Yeah, and because Kiner Falefa showed bunt early enough, Muncy was deep, but Freddie Freeman sees it and attacks early. Gratterall never knew that Freeman had attacked. Threw it way off mark anyway.
Kind of need Bob Uecker to call that one, right?
Yeah.
Just a bit outside. But a huge spot in this game. The Dodgers bring the infield in. Kyle Higashioka now up. Bowers at third. Kiner Falefa at second.
He's got to look for the strikeout here.
Quietly there too. Luis Rojas at third base. A lot of respects for Mookie Betts out in right field and his throwing ability to hold Bowers there with 1 out.
Fastball up. 0-1. Next pitch. 0-2 at 98.
Right now, Rojas having a conversation with Bowers at third. He's letting him know, on contact, you're going. Force the defense to make a play.
Quickly this game has changed. Miller was silencing the Yankees, and all of a sudden a single from Bowers and an error. Broken back, shortstop Taylor will not come home, and in comes Bowers.
Great jump at third.
A great jump. The question I would ask, did the bat interfere with Taylor's vision? And also, was Gratterall almost in the way of a throw? Have to take another look at it. Either way, the Yankees have a 1-0 lead.
I don't think it affected. I think by him having to take a couple steps to his left, this was a veteran move. A young shortstop throws that ball home. He would have been safe. Then you would have had runners at first and second with 1 out. Instead, now you still have a chance of getting out of this just with 1 run.
He shattered that bat, and the top half ended up in the shortstop hole. Ground ball to third, foul ball.
Well, that's what the going on contact play is all about. You have to be perfect to get the play at home. So Bowers off and running. Put the pressure on the decision making. How many times do you hear fans at home say, why'd you send him on that? You know, that contact play is one of the most controversial plays, but there's a prime example of why it can work.
Bowers had good momentum going forward, timed it perfectly.
And the Dodgers got what they wanted, which is a ground ball in the infield. The The Yankees have a lead, 1-0. How has Bauers been the last few days for New York? 0-2 to Volpe. Strike 3, Volpe gone. Caught looking. Gratterall strikes out 2, but he allows the first run of the game to come in the top of the 7th inning. Here he comes. It'll be the middle of the order for Los Angeles when we come back. They'll be trailing 1-0. Yankees finally break the seal. They lead at 1-0. Dodgers coming up. Bottom of the 7th inning. Domingo Germán stays on the mound for the Yankees. Bobby Miller came out. Gratterall came in. They gave a single and then an error as Bauers scored the first run of the game. And Germán starts Will Smith off with another curveball in there for a strike. 87 pitches. You wonder, was there a conversation where Domingo and Looney and Matt Blake got together and he said, just, I'm good. Like, let's pump the brakes on me coming out. He's feeling so good. Max Muncy, the lefty, up next. Will this be the last batter for Domingo Germán?
It makes you wonder, going hitter to hitter possibly.
I think last time he had Peralta ready just in case Mookie Betts got on. Struck out Betts, left him in against Freeman. He's going to do the same thing here with Smith.
That one's down. And look, you wonder later in the year, assuming Miller's in the rotation, 5th inning may not be the stop sign. Maybe you go into the 6th or the 7th and you push him a little bit. Will Smith to Hopper. LeMahieu charges. Another ground ball out the third baseman.
We'll take a look at Domingo Germán today. Really has been all of his pitches, but the sinker has kept the ball on the ground very well tonight. Only one out in the air all night long. And that's a combination of sinker changeup. Beat it in the ground. Another one off of Freddie Freeman. And then, of course, slider, curveball, whatever you want to call it. It is wicked. And he's throwing it for strikes. And he's throwing it just missing 2 out of the zone. And that's the key. You prove to big league hitters you can get it over for a strike. Then you can get him to chase it out of the zone.
And this is just a team that does not chase. Shows how masterful Germán has been. He stays to face Muncy, gets ahead 0-1. And that one is pulled down the line, but it's going to get off the screen.
And right there you see on the top of your screen, Peralta already taking it, shutting it down. His lane is over until Freeman comes right back up. Or possibly Outman.
Another strikeout. Germán is absolutely in cruise control. His 6th punch out. That time he went with a changeup.
And you have to deal with the shadows as well. This is the time of day. Around 5:50-ish or so, that the hitters have to deal with it for a short period of time during this time of year.
How do you get a team to chase that doesn't chase? You pitch with strikes all night long and then throw balls just off the plate.
Dangerous hitter here. J.D. Martinez gets the call on the corner. Strike 1. 20 of 23 batters. First pitch strikes for Domingo Germán, and the K-zone agreed with the call.
You know what it reminds me of right now? This is what Pedro Martinez looked like. Threw the curveball, threw the changeup at will, any count, any time, and used to get ahead of the hitters.
Similar arm angle, really. Lower 3/4, maybe even a little lower.
J.D. left field. Back goes Calhoun. We're tied. J.D. Martinez blasts his 14th. And he left a curveball up seemingly for the first time tonight. It's 1-1.
0-2. Tony left that pitch up 0-2. J.D. Martinez, who early in the season was thinking opposite field, got together with one of his best friends, Robert Van Scorik, the hitting coach for the Dodgers, and he said, you better start pulling the ball, and you hang him like this. J.D. Martinez will not miss. Head stays back, under control, ties this one at 1. man. As soon as I mentioned Pedro Martinez.
Yeah. Whew.
My bad.
Jinxed him. The announcer's jinxed. Sometimes when you're rolling like Domingo Germán, you get a little ahead of yourself on an 0-2 pitch. You try to throw one of your best curveballs of the night, and those are the ones you tend to hang.
1-0 to Peralta. And a little squibber. This is trouble. LeMahieu, no play. J.D. Martinez hit that 103 miles an hour, traveled 382 feet to left. And it looks like the night is going to be over for Domingo Germán, who prior to that at bat was pitching the best game he has in a long time. Clay Holmes and Marinaccio are warming up, and it looks like Holmes is the hot one.
Is he hot yet, though? I mean, he just got up maybe a couple minutes ago.
Domingo Germán will leave with the responsibility of Peralta at first. We've talked about J.D. Martinez and the resurgent season. He blasts off for the 14th time. His 41st RBI, knocks it at 1. An outstanding outing for Domingo Germán. The one hanging curveball to J.D. Martinez that he hit over the wall to tie this game up. He'll watch the rest of it. He's responsible for the runner on first. Vargas is up. Clay Holmes is in the game for the Yankees. His first pitch bores in there at 95 for a strike.
Never ceases to amaze me, Coney, how quick these bullpen arms get ready.
You were all over that, Eduardo. You're right. He did not have a lot of throws.
That one misses down. It's been a bit of a bullpen by committee, closer by committee for the Yankees. You're around them all the time. Holmes pitching here in the 7th with 2 down. He threw an inning yesterday.
It's very much a modern bullpen where they just hunt out high leverage spots and use the best guys they have available.
Swing and a miss. Michael King was outstanding yesterday in 2 innings. He was the guy on the mound, though, that led to him running into the wall. And J.D. Martinez hit one over his head. Aaron Judge is in the dugout now for the Yankees. Holmes has appeared in 26 games. Prior to this, 21 of those have been scoreless. 13 of his last 14 and 16 of his last 19.
Collectively, the Yankees bullpen has been the unsung hero so far this season. A lot of talk about Aaron Judge, rightly so. A lot of talk about Garrett Cole, rightly so. But the Yankees bullpen has the best ERA in the major leagues this year so far.
289. They are 5th in strikeouts, 233. The relief corps has been outstanding. And here's Holmes. Firing again, fouled off at the plate.
3-2 right-handed hitter in Vargas at the plate. Anthony Rizzo told Clay Holmes right before that pitch, I'm staying right here. I'm holding Peralta on at first base. Not wanting him to get a bigger lead and an opportunity to score on any gapper.
He's going, and that is down. That's a walk, first and second, as Holmes comes in and walks Vargas.
Great things happen when good friends get together. So grab a glass, amigo. Our tequila is your tequila. Our casa is your casa.
Matt Blake is out there on the mound talking to Clay Holmes as Chris Taylor is set to get into the batter's box. Taylor was an all-star in 21, co-MVP of the LCS in 17. He had a couple of big blasts. May 28th, his 5th multi-homer game of his career. And another packed house here at Dodger Stadium, 52,816. Excited to see the Yankees and Dodgers get together. And there have been 3 excellent games, and here's another one tonight, 1-1, bottom 7. The outfield, Eduardo, is very shallow, obviously, with a runner at second, a go-ahead run. Holmes gets ahead with a slider.
Really surprised how shallow Cabrera is in left. Bauer's in right, opposite field. Hitting, I get it. But in left field, that's way too shallow.
Eduardo, do you think that might be?
It's because of the sinker baller on the mound. You rarely see Holmes give up a lot of fly balls, and hard hit grounders you do, and you're hoping to give your outfielders a chance. They're gambling on this one.
Called strike 3, Taylor. A good morning, good afternoon, good night from Holmes. Whatever Matt Blake said to him, it worked. They'll strand 2. Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN is presented by Casamigos Tequila and is brought to you by Realtors. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. JD Martinez celebrates his homer as we start the 8th inning. And Evan Phillips, if there were a closer on this team, he'd be it. And this is, as Coney likes this, this is the high leverage spot. 1, 2, 3 due up in a 1-1 game in the top of the 8th.
No reason to hold him back.
Yep.
Tremendous strikeout rate and below average walk rate as well.
Ahead of Torres 0-2, and that one slides way outside, a sweeper. Labor off the end of his bat, a slow roller to Muncy. 1 man down in the 8th. Well, it's that time of year again. The 2023 Scott's MLB All-Star Ballot is now open. Scan the QR code or visit MLB.com/vote and vote daily. Decide who represents your favorite team this summer at the All-Star Game in Seattle. The way Anthony Rizzo is hitting, he certainly would garner consideration. Mookie and Aaron Judge will be there. Rizzo quiet tonight, struck out in the 1st, the 3rd, flew out to right last time up.
I think all 3 of these players in your picture right here might be at the All-Star game. Pitcher, hitter, and catcher.
Phillips is 28 years old, former draft pick of the Atlanta Braves, UNC Wilmington. And again, Taylor way up the middle against Rizzo. That ball gets a piece of the corner.
You say so.
Just relaying the message of Blackie behind the plate.
Tremendous horizontal movement on that sweeping slider.
So is it a sweeper or a slider?
It's a slider that sweeps.
We called it the sleeper.
It's all marketing. Gotta sell it. Sell that pitch.
It's like it's all ball bearings these days.
Plastics. 3 ball, 1 strike count to Rizzo. Late movement on that 93-mile-an-hour pitch. You look at his baseball savant page, and there's a significant amount of blue. The exit velocity is really high. His hard hit rate is really high, which is not good. What he does do well, and you talked on it, his strikeout percentage, his walk percentage is tremendous. His fastball spin is great.
If you contrast Domingo Germán's breaking ball with his, you can really see the difference between sort of a seam-oriented, seam-shifted wake slider, a sweeper, and Domingo Germán's gyro spin.
3-2, fouled off.
It's all about how the seams are oriented. We could study that so much better nowadays with all the toys and the measurement on spin, especially the spin axis.
Phenomenal.
How you grip it and rip it is everything.
Right.
2 pitchers with really good breaking balls gripping it and ripping it in completely different ways.
Another 3-2. Rizzo held up. They will look down to third. No swing, and Anthony Rizzo is aboard with 1 out.
Yeah, this one, Jonathan Payne got it right. Anthony Rizzo used to choke up a lot more than he is now. He's able to hold off nicely, and now you bring up Giancarlo Stanton, who loves to hit in this ballpark historically.
26 RBIs, 24 games here at Dodger Stadium. Ball. Inside at 97. Amazingly, as good as he's been, if he continues where he's going, his hard hit rate would be the highest since StatCast came on board in 2015. That's where Stanton is.
No problem with the pitch clock for Giancarlo Stanton. He doesn't even move in the box. Ready to go.
One and one to Giancarlo Stanton. Swing a little late on that. 97 from Evan Phillips. And Josh Donaldson came back Friday and both went deep. Donaldson hit 2 in that game. Stanton 1. Great job, Will Smith, with Rizzo at first. This was 2015 when he was with the Marlins.
Told you.
Tin roof, rusted.
Hot tin roof. Whew. Fernando Tatis, the last to do that at Dodger Stadium. 2-2. And that ball hit hard into the gap. Rizzo is at second. Ball off the wall. Fielded by Outman. Rizzo breaks on. Giancarlo Stanton with a double. Second and third. 1 out.
Oh, man, he's lucky that ball's still in the ballpark. Exit velocity, see at the top right there, 112.3 miles per hour. And this one is hung. And for Giancarlo Stanton, down in the zone is what you call hung. Beautifully done. Bat stays level. That'll bring Mark Pryor out. But most importantly, a deafening sound off the bat. Second and third, 1 out. Something about this ballpark and that man there, growing up in this place, this is his backyard.
That's a great point. There's no doubt about it. All the guys that grew up in this area just light up coming to play here. Garrett Cole talked about it. Jake Bauers talked about it. You just mentioned Giancarlo Stanton. If you're a Southern California kid, this is where you want to shine.
And here is Oswaldo Cabrera. He was in left field. That's a defensive replacement for Calhoun, and now he bats in a huge spot. Dodger infield in. Rizzo at third, Stanton at second, 1 down, Evan Phillips. Oswaldo Cabrera. And a slow roller. Here comes Rizzo. The play is at first base. Rizzo is in. Cabrera Didn't hit it far or hard, but it gets the job done. And the Yankees go back on top.
He's got to try to barehand that. It's the only play he had. Almost one of those do-or-die plays that if you're going to go home with it, it has to be barehanded. As soon as he went to the glove, no chance. And give the Yankees credit. They played small ball. They've done it well with their leads at third base, contact. Both ground balls hit in the infield. With runner at third, they've been able to score, and that's why they're up 1.
LeMahieu. Wicked sweep on that pitch from Evan Phillips. And LeMahieu hits it hard to left, and that ball is caught out there by Peralta. First 2 games, Yankees scored all their runs hitting balls over the wall. Tonight, they're not hitting it out of the infield, and they are ahead 2-1.
Exit velocity be damned.
Good game here at Dodger Stadium as we welcome you back to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. Rizzo scores the go-ahead run, Outman, and then the top of the order for the Dodgers as Clay Holmes fires that first pitch. A two-seamer in there for strike 1.
Shades of Oral Hershiser in 1988. That pitch right there. It's a pitch he made famous.
Front hip sinker.
Yes.
Hard one to throw, and he does it again, and he gets the strike call.
Oral Hershiser mastered that pitch before anybody dared to throw it. Now you see it all over the place. Clay Holmes featuring it here.
Isn't Maddox very good at that?
Maddox kind of followed Hershiser's lead. Both of them were the best ever.
0-2 to James Outman. Strike 3, he's gone. Clay Holmes, sinker, slider.
Front door sinker twice and then drop the slider right down the middle.
And here's where Clay Holmes and Mookie Betts can earn their money.
Really difficult to be able to lift the baseball against Clay Holmes with that nasty sinker that he has.
Left one up a little bit with a slider, and Mookie sends that to the seats on the first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. 15 homers, 36 runs batted in for Mookie Betts, who's played infield and outfield this season and still takes ground balls before the game at shortstop and second base. There's that backdoor sinker to get ahead of the righty. 1-2.
It's almost unhittable when it's thrown like that. I
Sure.
mean, it's a ball the whole way, and then at the last minute, darting to the corner.
On the ground, that's LeMahieu. He's up with it. And Betts 0 for 4 tonight.
The greatest legacies are built with grit and resilience, one detail at a time. Limited edition Budweiser Harley-Davidson cans. This Bud's for you.
Freddie Freeman will get a new pitcher as Holmes dealt with Vargas and then Taylor. He struck out Outman. He got Mookie Betts to ground out, but Clay Holmes' night is over. It'll be Wandy Peralta, lefty, against Freddie Freeman in a 1-run game with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. That's what the scoreboard looks like. Yankees 2, Dodgers 1. 8 hits between the two. A couple of errors for Los Angeles. Back on Sunday Night Baseball with Eduardo Perez, David Cohn, Buster Olney. So here you go. Clay Holmes looked dominant. Now you bring in Wandy Peralta, who threw yesterday and wasn't very effective against Freddie Freeman. That first pitch misses. The lefty-lefty thing, Freddie's a 301 hitter, 363, 630 slash line. And a slow roller, Peralta will pick it up and tag Freeman, and he gets the job done. The levers that Aaron Boone is pulling tonight are working. Uses Holmes in a high leverage spot and Peralta.
Yesterday, Judge made an unbelievable catch, and there were a lot of elements to it that you look back on and you're like, yeah, the wall, his foot, how far he ran. And then subsequently, there was the runner on second, and you were on the field, you both were on the field, and you gave this smile to somebody in the direction of the Yankee dugout. Was it at Aaron, and what was the smile about?
No, it was at Aaron. First off, Judge made this ridiculous play. He's bigger than the game of baseball. And so I looked at Booney because he's trying to game the system, get any competitive advantage. And then, you know, as the rule states, but I didn't agree with that, where Munchie should have stayed at first base. And they didn't highlight the fact that I saw Aaron run as fast as I've seen him run since his days at SC. So it's like Judgy goes down, and then Booney's doing like a 6'4" to right field.
Yeah, I'm not even waiting for timeout on the field. I'm just like on a beeline out there, and Judge is pushing me off, and then I finally got out down. Hey, I'm just here to say nice play.
Telemann, nice play, and the first man up against the new pitcher, Caleb Ferguson, was Bowers. He rolled over to second base. There's one down in the top of the ninth. Say thank you to both those guys. They have such a good relationship and respect for each other. They've known each other for so long, since their days in college, and they just fall under the category of get it. And there is Aaron Judge. Looks like he's not going to be active tonight, dealing with pain in that right foot. We'll find out the extent of that injury over the next couple of days. The Yankees are flying home tonight, then off tomorrow, so a good 48-hour rest period for Judge.
His college roots run deep in those guys, right?
Sure.
USC, UCLA.
Man, serious.
Get the feeling that they watch those games consistently too, right?
Booney's fanatical.
You can't pull Boone away from a USC game. Falefa sends that one back. They're just big sports fans. You know, Boone is such an enormous sports fan, especially with Philadelphia teams. Huge Sixers and Eagles fan. Got helmets from a lot of the sports teams in Philadelphia, of course, where his dad was for so many years.
Yeah,
Falefa fooled, yes.
Working with Booney on Sunday Night Baseball, whenever USC had a game on a Saturday night before the game, and you'd say, hey, Booney, can we watch the game? No. I have to watch by myself in his room.
Ball. 3-2. Big pitch, and that one is missed by Ferguson down, and that's a walk to Kiner Falefa. You know, Buster, the other thing Booney did in the Sunday night booth with those boondoggles, he is one of the great impersonators of all time. Anything having to do with baseball, whether it's Joe Torre's walk from the dugout to the pitcher's mound, here he is imitating Dave. I'll get Dave's look on the right-hand screen as he imitates Dave Roberts' swing.
I love Dave's response.
Here's Higashioka, that's inside.
How about Dave's response saying, well, why didn't you show the home run I hit off Schilling or the triple I hit? Instead, you have to show a rollover right there and him hustling out of the box.
He beat it out. Both those guys so associated with the Yankees, and Roberts with the Red Sox for those one seminal moment they each had in the postseason. As that's fouled back. Boone's 2003 home run off Wakefield, and Roberts' enormous steal of second base, which helped the Red Sox stay alive and then subsequently end their curse by winning the 04 series. And Theo Epstein allowed Roberts to go to San Diego so that he could be back home and play for the Padres, try to play every day. One of the classiest things that Roberts says he's been involved with in baseball. Ferguson to Higashioka, ahead 1-2, looking for a ground ball. In the dirt and quickly off and running down to second. There's Smith's throw.
What a play.
Did he tag him? They say no, second base umpire. And Kiner Falefa is in there.
And what a play by Vargas, just to keep that ball. And he dove for the ball. Caught it cleanly, but if that ball goes to center field, now you have a runner at third with 1 out.
Great secondary lead from Kiner Falefa. He was on the move right away.
There was never even a tag close. So now Higashioka's got an RBI opportunity. Instead of slow roller, Taylor circles it and beats him by a couple of steps. Best coverage in today's game. Take a look at the go-ahead scoring run here through the T-Mobile multi-view.
Anthony Rizzo at third base, go on contact. As soon as Vargas caught it with the glove, he had no chance. Doesn't matter about one being fast, it's about doing the things correctly. And Anthony Rizzo has done that throughout his career.
So small ball's been the difference. Groundouts have scored 2 runs, and as I mentioned, all the runs prior had come via the home run. Feels like these are the types of games you're going to have to win postseason. Good pitching.
I think Tim Kirchin's fascinated by that.
The fact that we've had all homers and then 2 ground balls to score runs. Probably, yes, probably.
No sac flies.
Probably is.
On the Yankees side, you take 2 out of 3 in Seattle. Now you're in position here to take 2 out of 3 with the Dodgers. Be a nice flight home if you can pull that off.
That ball hammered to left center field. Anthony Volpe, it's gone. Sunday night Volpe strike. A 2-run shot. And security and insurance for the Yankees. Boy, the kid comes through.
In the 5th inning, Anthony Volpe hit a line drive at 112 miles per hour up the middle. That'll get Spike Lee up 108.4 miles per hour. Going right after the jugular right there. The sound says it all. The reaction even better.
Number 9 of the rookie, Anthony Volpe.
Talk about living out a dream. Stanton and the West Coast kids. That's a Yankee fan who grew up in the shadows of Yankee Stadium and now at another famous cathedral for his Yankees against the Dodgers. A big home run of Caleb Ferguson. It's 4-1 Yanks. All out. Back to the long ball for New York.
Just shows you how dominant Bobby Miller was early in this game for the first 6 innings. Faced those 22 batters, struck out 7. Bullpen hasn't been able to replicate.
Two and two as Torres swings and misses.
That was some kind of loud.
It sure was. Bader next to him. He's on the IL with a strained hamstring. Foul. Torres stays alive. The depth of these teams have been tested through the first couple of months, and they're very, very much alive in each of their divisions. Near the top, the Dodgers with the Diamondbacks in first place, and the Yankees getting healthier and good and set to go home if they can hang on, take 2 of 3 from the Dodgers. That's strike 3 to Torres. But the damage is done by the New York City kid, Anthony Volpe. A no-doubter. And the captain shows his appreciation for the kid. It's 4-1 with the bottom of the 9th coming up. Hero of the night right there, Anthony Volpe. Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Casamigos Tequila, brought to you by those who drink it. So it's Wandy Peralta now to face the heart of the Dodger order. But instead of a 1-run lead, he's got a 3-run lead. And he was quick to that pitch with Will Smith stepping in. Behind 1-0. Smith, Muncy, J.D. Martinez, who homered earlier. And another one that misses badly, 2-0. Muncy on deck. Peralta's numbers against lefties have been great this year, and that precipitated the move earlier. As that one's fouled back.
Yeah, left-handed batters are now 1 for 30 off of Wandy Peralta this year. This is why Aaron Boone brought him in to face Freddie Freeman.
Smith 0 for 3, and he swings and misses at that.
Those of you that have not seen a lot of Wandy Peralta, you have to be very attentive as soon as you pick up your head, because he will fire anytime and deliver a pitch. Make you feel uncomfortable, not only with his stuff, but with all he does before he throws the pitch.
Betts, Freeman, Smith, Muncy, no hits tonight from the top 4 in the order. He stays alive there.
Ball 4.
And the leadoff man is walked.
Just tells you how big that home run was.
Sad news to pass along here on Sunday Night Baseball. Former San Francisco Giant manager Roger Craig, who of course was a member of the Brooklyn Dodgers, won 2 World Series titles with them in '55 and '59, has passed away at the age of 93. He was the Giant manager for 8 years, from '85 to '92, won the pennant in '89.
You got a timeout.
Roger Craig, of course, was part of the hum baby age with the Giants. 586 wins, 6th most in Giants history, 3rd most in the San Francisco era. Just a couple of pitchers from that '55 Dodger World Series team still alive. Roger Craig passes away at the age of 93.
Hum baby, yes,
Yeah.
a great one. Master of the split finger fastball.
Jimmy Cordero is getting loose just in case in the Yankee bullpen. Max Muncy now. We told you those numbers, lefty on lefty. Peralta's been great. Hey! And he gets ahead on a pitch that looked like it missed the K zone. And Muncy, who was so good with his eye and his walks, thought he had a ball 1 there. He got him! He caught Will Smith leaning, and the call at first base is out. And they will challenge that for no other reason. They haven't used the challenge and still have it left.
Yes, don't leave it in your hip pocket.
Design play right here. Anthony Rizzo sees him going that way, right behind Will Smith, thinking that his run doesn't mean anything. They place the tag on him, and he's out.
Los Angeles is challenging the out call at first base.
One thing you cannot challenge is a balk, as that is certainly a pick play that Eduardo described, but also for Wandy Peralta. Drop that foot quickly and then make the flip throw. Watch, drop the foot. Is that a 45-degree angle? It's a great pickoff move, but it's close.
Bottom line, you can't get picked off. You're not going anywhere here. Need base runners. He worked that walk, but he's out.
He is. At least according to that look, those fingers hadn't touched that bag before Rizzo slapped that glove down on it.
What a great play by Rizzo, just allowing the ball to travel and just slapping it right there, right above the hands.
The Yankees have done a great job of this. Not only those type of pickoff moves, but catchers throwing behind the runners. Had one at third base.
After review, the call on the field is confirmed. The runner is out. Los Angeles will lose their challenge.
And part of the play is also letting know Marvin Hudson, the crew chief at first base, we're putting something on here, so be ready, be in position. That's what veteran first basemen do. And umpires appreciate it.
Well, that's just a huge out, down 3 in the 9th inning to get picked off first base. And a 1-1 to Muncy. 1-2.
Shades of Andy Pettit with that pickoff move right there.
Sure was. On. Inside. If Muncy does not get on via the hit, it would be the first time all year that the Dodgers 1 through 4 spots in the lineup were hitless in the same game.
Gotcha.
Just want to say thank you again one more time to both the Los Angeles Dodgers and the New York Yankees and Major League Baseball for supporting a Lang Star and of course all they do for ALS on Lou Gehrig Day on Friday and tonight. And thank you to everybody who is supporting the funding of ALS. Our great researcher and beloved friend Sarah Langs, of course, sits at home and watches this and does all the reports and gives us the statistics. And she was the one that said this is the first time now that Muncy's retired all season the Dodgers 1 through 4 spots are hitless in a game. Lastly, starsforsarah.org, starsforsarah.org. Any way you can contribute to any ALS project, please do so. 100% of the proceeds go directly in the fight against ALS to Project ALS. And thanks again to the Yankees and the Dodgers. Last out, J.D. Martinez. Well, fellas, there's a good chance you see these two teams again, assuming health, late into October, and perhaps a 12th World Series meeting between the two of them. LeMahieu will charge on 2 hops to first, and that does it. And the New York Yankees come into Dodger Stadium, take 2 of 3, and without Aaron Judge, win it by a final score of 4-1.
Domingo Germán was outstanding, other than one pitch to J.D. Martinez, and Anthony Volpe broke loose today with a big 2-for-4 day and a big home run as well, number 9 on the year.
And Mr. Miller for the Dodgers was really good, just throwing cheese, getting ahead of hitters, and being very balanced on that mound. The Dodgers' future continues to look bright.
It sure does. For Buster Olney and Eduardo Perez, David Cohn, our entire crew, including Sarah Langs, who does the research for us, and our producer, Andy Jacobson, thanks to everybody in the fight against ALS. 4-1, the final score. Sports Center with Michael Eaves and John Anderson starts right now.